Hey guys, tonight's video is when will the narcissist come back? If you like this video, you could like, subscribe, and share. My name is Steve. I'm a YouTube content creator. Been doing it for about 4 or 5 years. I just make all kinds of videos. I make merch on demand videos. I make Amazon videos. I do karaoke, mental health videos. Every now and then I'll do karaoke, sing a couple songs. So I just kind of have fun on this channel. But tonight's video is, when will the narcissist come back? Really, if you have a narcissistic person that's ghosted you or gone away, you're going to hear from them. And it's so funny. I find narcissistic women to be similar to borderline, but borderline has a lot different, symptoms than narcissism. Like with borderline, you're going to see a fear of abandonment where you might not see that with narcissistic women. Identity disturbance, you're going to see that in borderline, but you're not going to see that in narcissism. So basically, when you're going to get, hoovered by the borderline or the narcissist, because it's the same type of cluster B personalities, you're going to hear from the narcissist when they need something. This has always been the case with people in my life that have been narcissistic, narcissistic women, narcissistic men, who have ghosted me, gone ghost. When are you going to hear from these people? You're going to hear from them when they need something. So, they're homeless. They just got kicked out of their apartment. They're out on the street. Let's say this person, your ex-girlfriend, she's ghosted you for fucking 2 years. When are you going to hear from her? You're going to hear from her when she's out on the street, when she's desperate, when she's just broken up with a boyfriend. She likes to get that, narcissistic woman, they have to have that smoke blown up their ass. So if their boyfriend breaks up with them or they get in a big fight with their boyfriend, they're going to want to get that validation from one of their other boyfriends in that harem garage. And mostly what narcissistic women do is they collect boyfriends and they keep those boyfriends in the harem garage. So then they can triangulate those boyfriends against each other. So if they have issues with a boyfriend, they could call their ex-boyfriend up to threaten him or cause trouble. So that's what you're going to get with narcissistic women is, they collect boyfriends. So, but when you're going to hear from, your narcissistic girlfriend or your narcissistic boyfriend, let's say they've ghosted you for some period of time, you're going to hear from them when they need something. Like, for example, I got in a fight with one of my narcissistic friends on Thanksgiving because I couldn't do a round trip ride to a birthday party. I could only do one way, and that wasn't good enough. She ends up ghosting me for 2 weeks, and then finally she needed something. She needed a ride, so this narcissistic female hits me up and asks me for a ride. I didn't do the ride. I pretty much told her to go fuck herself, and I didn't do the ride. But basically, that's when you're going to... So your job is to decide, does this narcissistic friend or, narcissistic partner, do they deserve to come back? Because you also have to think of yourself too. Like, I know you care about this person. I know you love this person. I know you might love your ex-girlfriend, care about them. Let's say you guys broke up or whatever, but you're still friends, you still care about her. I totally understand that. Like for one example, one time one of my ex-girlfriends ghosted me for 2 years, and then she was homeless in her car and hit me up. She hit me up. She was a narcissistic, borderline female. She hit me up after 2 years, and she was homeless in her vehicle. So that's a perfect example when you're going to hear from the narcissist is when, when they're homeless, when they have no vehicle, when they lost their job, when they're out of cash, when they need a place to stay. That's when you're going to hear from the narcissist because, they really only, the sad truth is they really only care about themselves. That's the sad truth. So you have to decide, you have to protect yourself. You have to think of yourself in the moment. Does this person deserve more chances? Like, for example, my narcissistic friend, she actually ruined my Thanksgiving. She sent me a message, she was mad I couldn't do that round trip ride. So she sends me a message, I hate you and despise you. On Thanksgiving morning, my narcissistic friend sent me that message. Totally ruined my Thanksgiving. So what have I done this holiday? I've actually blocked her this holiday because I'm not giving her a chance to ruin ruin my Christmas. She ruined my Thanksgiving with her, with her attitude and with her, hateful text messages. So I've protected myself this Christmas, and I've blocked her because she was abusive to me on Thanksgiving morning. And I'm not putting up with it. I'm not putting up with bullshit this Christmas. I'm protecting myself. I've blocked her for this Christmas. Maybe after Christmas we can give it another try. But, you fucked me over on Thanksgiving morning, actually ruined my whole day. And so I've blocked you this Christmas because I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my Christmas day. I don't want my fucking Christmas day to be ruined by you. So I've had to block this person for my Christmas holiday, So that's a perfect example, guys, of, setting boundaries to protect yourself. Because the reality is these people don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your money. They don't care about your housing situation. They literally more or less only care about themselves. That's the sad reality. I've been ghosted numerous times by ex-girlfriends, up to 2 years. And then something fucked up will happen. And then out of the blue, I'll hear from them. Hey, my boyfriend just kicked me out on the street. I'm out on the street. Hey, do you think I could come stay with you? These are the same women that treat you like fucking garbage. They won't answer your phone calls. They won't answer your text messages. They just come in your life, get what they want, and then just fucking dip out. They're very selfish. They're very, very selfish. If they're living in your house and all of a sudden they're not getting what they want, let's say that they find out they have to move out or something, immediately you're going to get that silent treatment. They're going to start being verbally abusive to you. They could get assaultive. You never know what the narcissist really is going to do. They may go on a smear campaign against you, after you just did all kinds of stuff for them. Perfect example. I let this girl come stay at my house. She was homeless in her vehicle. She stays at my house for 3 weeks. My landlord had to kick her dogs out. What does she do? She immediately ghosts me. She immediately stops texting me. She immediately stops answering my phone calls. She immediately moves on to her next source of supply, which was a female. She had like a son or something, but she moved into some trailer with some female. That was her new narc supply. So since she had a new place to stay, her attitude was fuck Steve, fuck Steve, fuck Steve. That's the narcissist for you. They're only going to care about you when they're getting what they want. They're only going to care about you when they're getting their needs met. As soon as they're not getting their needs met, they're gone. So, is it worth it to have them come stay at your house when they may just fucking move out and ghost you and be completely fucking disrespectful? Like this one female comes out of the kindness of my heart. She's literally freezing to death in her car. And out of the kindness of my heart, I let her come stay in my apartment for 3 weeks. And then the landlord had to kick the dogs out. My landlord was a complete bitch. Had to kick the dogs out. And this person immediately moves out, immediately stops texting me, immediately stops calling me. She actually ended the friendship. Next March will be 2 years that she's ghosted me. She's ghosted me. Next March will be 2 years that this person has ghosted me, all because my landlord had to kick her dogs out. How fucking cold and heartless is that? After all I've done for her, she's going to treat me like fucking garbage. That's a narcissist for you guys. I may hear from this girl any day. She may be out on the fucking street. One of these guys she's dating, they may kick her out on the street and she may be fucking desperate. And, hey, Steve, can I come stay? Probably not. Probably not, because of the last time you fucked me over. So do you see how these women, they burn their fucking bridge? They literally burn their fucking bridge with the men in their life. People like me that love them to death, care about them so much. I mean, I would have bent over backwards for this girl. She could have stayed at my house for free. Narcissists can be their own worst enemy, guys. They're very impulsive, moving out, ghosting you for 2 years, thinking that behavior is okay. And then they think they can just come back in your life like nothing happened. They're not going to apologize. They're not going to be accountable. They're not going to, be honest about what they did. They're just going to blame everything on you the entire time, say it's all your fault. Like to this day, this girl, if you ran into this girl that's ghosting me, she would tell you that it's all my fault, that I'm a fucking scumbag, he kicked me out of his apartment, fuck him, but it was my landlord that kicked her dogs out. My landlord threatened eviction, said, I'm going to kick your ass out if you don't get rid of these fucking dogs. They were really yapping at night, keeping one of my neighbors awake. And the neighbor kind of complained because she had to work early the next morning. And so that's how the dogs had to get kicked out, because it was keeping my neighbor awake. They were barking through the night. People were stopping by. The dogs were barking. It was waking the neighbor up. So the landlord, they were getting, landlord was getting calls, because it was a dog-free apartment. I had said I wouldn't have any dogs. And so the landlord had me by the balls and said, "This is your final warning. I'm going to kick your ass out unless you get rid of these dogs." And I had to ask the dogs to leave. Immediately, the hate cycles accessed. And, I've been in the doghouse for 2 years. I've literally been pretty much alone for about 2 years because this narcissistic woman just ghosts me. So that's why it is important to be your best friend, guys. Because these women are heartless. They are cold. They are, most of them are antisocial. So you're going to see that antisocial personality with it. Narcissism can have a lot of co-occurring disorders, like borderline. You could be borderline and narcissistic. You could be narcissistic and have autism. So there's a lot of different co-occurring disorders that go along with narcissism. But your job is to decide, does this person deserve my love? Does this person deserve to stay at my house? Because like in this example, this girl totally fucked me over last time I helped her. So I'm going to be a little bit slower. Next time she hits me up, next time she's homeless in her vehicle, I'm going to, do a little bit harder of a thought. Should I let this girl come back? Because to this day, I do love her. I mean, I care about her. She's a sweet girl. She is sweet. But she's got that borderline narcissism going on that she won't deal with. She won't go to counseling for the borderline. She won't go to counseling for some of the narcissism behaviors, like a lack of empathy. She has a major lack of empathy towards my feelings. I mean, this is the same girl that moved out of my house on Christmas Eve, leaving me devastated. So that's an example of another selfish behavior, right? Just totally moving out of your friend's house on Christmas Eve with no regard for his feelings or how it would make him feel. That's a narcissist for you guys. They only care about themselves. So when you're going to hear from the narcissist, guys, is when they need something. That's the answer to your question. When they need something, that's when you're going to hear from them. When they're homeless, when they just broke up with their boyfriend, when they just broke up with their girlfriend, when they got thrown out on the street, when they went to jail, they might need to get bailed out of jail. They might need a ride to jail. That's when you're going to hear from the narcissist, is when they need something that benefits them. And most often it's not going to benefit you. If you like these videos, you can like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I hope you all have a nice Christmas. Thank you for being a subscriber, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Till next time, peace.